For now, fighting has stopped and it's peace and quiet in Gaza. That's to allow the release of hostages and prisoners, but the second wave is being kind of delayed by Hamas, so who knows where this is going to go. What can we expect next? Well, joining me now to break this down is international spokesperson for the Gush Etzion Regional Council, Josh Hasten. Josh, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks so much for having me.
So what are your thoughts as an Israeli? You know, obviously everybody wants to have these hostages released, right? What are your thoughts, though, as Hamas, who can never be trusted, is playing games already?
Yeah, this is psychological warfare, which is exactly what they're doing. We're seeing this evening as well. I just got a report on my phone stating that the hostages will, in fact, be released in a few hours, from what I understand. But either way, Hamas is certainly playing games. They're playing with our heads, and they're holding the hostages in front of us as bait, if you will. The deal looks like it will happen. The second group will be released. But that being said, my main concern, of course, the families and all of us are concerned that the hostages should be freed. But my main concern is what happens in 3 days from now when this temporary ceasefire comes to an end. I hope that Israel stands strong and fights until Hamas is eradicated, both for Israel and for the entire world, because this battle isn't just about Israel. It's really about Western civilization. This is a brutal terrorist organization, just like ISIS, and it must be destroyed. It must be dismantled. Israel must go all the way this time, no doubt about that.
Yeah, so you just mentioned the temporary truce. I'm assuming it's going to make it more dangerous for the IDF inside Gaza, even though they've kind of, you know, they're in place, they've kind of cleaned out areas. But Hamas now gets a chance to catch its breath and reorganize, and maybe this is what the dangling of more hostages is all about, or holding things up.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what terrorism is. That's what terrorists do. They play with your heads. They try to create fear and panic. And again, you know, I hope and I pray that we stand strong. And again, the families absolutely have every right to protest and call out for our leaders to get back their loved ones, absolutely 100%. But, you know, the rest of the population here in Israel has to stand strong. Our government has to stand strong. And as soon as the ceasefire is over, let's hope not too much damage was done in terms of, you know, what Hamas is now able to do while we are holding the ceasefire. And Israel must go in full force the second this is over, until every last member of Hamas is gone. Their leadership must be destroyed. The entire organization, just like ISIS, must be dismantled. That is the end game. And of course, we'd like to get back the rest of those hostages. You know, hopefully it can be done militarily without any more deals which involve releasing terrible, terrible human beings, these terrorists, back on the streets. Hopefully our military can accomplish that.
Well, what proof do we have that all 190 are still alive?
We don't know. I'm sure our government has much more information in terms of who is or who isn't still alive. The intelligence that we do have on a government level, as just a civilian myself, I have no way of knowing that information. I'm praying and I'm hoping that our military is aware of their status. Hopefully they're all alive, and hopefully they have some idea of where they're being held. Unfortunately, it looks like that this group of hostages that is being released, we did not have that information. Hence, the deal was made, even though it's, you know, I still think it's a terrible deal. Freeing hostages, in my personal opinion, you never negotiate with terrorists. But it was definitely moving, emotional, and great to see 13. It just shows you really how Israel values each and every life. The fact that we were willing Israel was willing to go through this deal to get back 13 out of the 200 or so hostages there in Gaza. We value life, and Hamas is a death cult, and they value death. And that's really the difference in our society and in their society. And you were talking earlier about, you know, people protesting in support of Hamas on college campuses in the U.S. and other places. It's completely mind-boggling that anyone with any sense of morality, I mean, obviously these people are lacking it, would stand and support a brutal terrorist organization, whether it's Al-Qaeda, whether it's Hamas, whether it's Hezbollah. These organizations want to destroy not only Israel, we're considered the little Satan. The United States is considered the big Satan, and your viewers really need to understand that.
Josh Hasten, we pray for peace there, and we pray that Hamas actually does what it's supposed to do and then does not take more people to continue this. So thanks for being with us
Thank you
today.
so much.
All right.
Have a great day. Thank you.